How's it everyone, Grant here, welcome back to the channel. And today I've got a case from Tudia for your HTC U12 Plus, and it's their Merge series case. And obviously they've sent me a couple different colors here. They're slate gray and they're matte black here. And I've used this case on a lot of different phones before, and so I know it's a high quality case, but I decided to use it for several days on the U12 Plus before I actually did a video on it, because the U12 Plus has those touch sensitive side buttons as well as that EdgeSense 2 squeeze feature, and I want to see how the case played with those buttons and the squeeze feature there on EdgeSense. So before we get into all that, let's just kind of take a look at the case first. So again, thanks for Tudia for sending these out to me to check out and review. And the U12 Plus does come with this free, clear, really slim case. So if you just wanted to be minimalistic and not really scratch up the back of your case, and you didn't really care too much about drop protection, this would do just fine. But if you wanted something with a little bit more protection that provided you with a little bit more security when you're using your brand new U12 Plus, this is definitely going to provide you with that. So like all Merge cases from Tudia, this is going to be a two-piece case. It's going to be an outer shell polycarbonate shell and an inner TPU style lining. And you can see there the shock absorption pattern on the inside, as well as those grips on the sides for extra grip when you're holding it. And you can see all the cutouts that they have there. And of course, this is going to be a little bit more protective. It's a little bit bulkier than ultra slim cases, but it's not too bulky, and it's going to add that drop protection and security that you're looking for on your U12 Plus. So I can go ahead and put the phone into the case there, and it slides in very nicely. And that's what it's kind of going to look like. So here's what it looks like from the back. You can see the cutout for the dual camera system, the fingerprint scanner, the flash, as well as the two microphones on the back. Also the cutouts on the bottom for the primary microphone Type-C port and speaker, and up top a cutout for the secondary mic as well. So it has 4 mics, so if you get a case for this aftermarket case, make sure it's got cutouts for all 4 of those microphones. And you can see there are the buttons on the side. I like that they're marked. You can see there the power and the plus minus for the volume. And then of course, like I showed you before, grips on both sides that really do come in handy. You've got lay on the table design with that lip on the edge there. So if you put your phone face down, you won't scratch it up. And here is that gray color again from Tudia with that branding on the bottom. So this is going to be a little bit more shiny, a little bit more metallic look to it, while this one is going to be that nice matte black. So it's got a softer feel. It's got a more dull look to it. I like the matte black. I like how it feels. Nice soft feel there, but it's going to pick up a little bit of fingerprints like you can see there. A little bit of oils, that can be wiped away, but I like the look of the matte black a little bit better. That's just my personal preference. Otherwise, same case. And in fact, let's go ahead and put the phone into the matte black case, just so you can kind of see what it looks like with that color. So there you go, the translucent blue with that matte black Merge case. So that's what that's going to look like there. You got that shine on the bottom here for that bottom pattern. But everything else about the case will be the exact same, just that different matte black color. So now let's talk about how the case plays with these pressure sensitive power and volume buttons, as well as the squeeze to activate the EdgeSense 2 features. So like you know, the U12 Plus does not have actual physical buttons for volume and power. They're just touch sensitive buttons there, kind of like Apple's trackpad. And so without the case, it's actually pretty sensitive, at least the power button it is. Usually without the case, if I just graze over the power button, it'll activate the display. And so with this case, as you can see, if I graze over the power button, it doesn't activate it. I have to more forcefully touch the button like a normal button. So this is actually a good thing to me. And then same with the volume up and down. So if I press volume up, it'll activate the volume up. If I press and hold volume down, the volume will go down. So a little bit more forceful touches to these buttons with the case, and they're not as sensitive as they are without it. So definitely a good thing to me. And as far as the squeeze feature for EdgeSense 2, EdgeSense I noticed is a little sensitive as well. Without the case, I've got my pressure sensitivity all the way up, but with the case, it makes it a little bit harder to squeeze, which is a good thing. So I had to lower the pressure sensitivity a little bit down. And so now when I squeeze the phone, what's interesting though is if I squeeze it too far down, I'm getting the activate the volume. So I think that's where I'm getting some of the phantom volume touches. It doesn't happen as often as power. So I don't get phantom volume touches as much as I do get accidental power touches. But when it does happen, it's a little embarrassing because I was in an office meeting and I usually have my phone dead silent. It's usually all the way volume off, vibration off, but my notifications were going off in a meeting and I couldn't believe it. I usually have my phone dead silent, and so I had to actually go ahead and mute the phone. And so that was the first time I really had to do that with a phone. And I don't know how the volume got activated, but I'm guessing this is how. Sometimes if you're accidentally touching the too low or too high on the phone, it'll register as a volume touch. So if I adjust my grip a little bit higher than I squeeze, then it performs a little bit more as expected. So there you go, short squeeze for camera, and then long squeeze, I've got a program for the assistant. And so right hand, I hold it more naturally in my right hand for whatever reason, so I don't have that problem as much. But again, short squeeze, camera, and then long squeeze for the Google Assistant. So just something to note there. I'm not sure what that's about, but I just thought I'd bring that up in case you get a U12 Plus and you're having some of the same issues around phantom volume touches. That's probably just make sure you're not holding it too far down and squeezing it, and adjust your grip a little bit higher and you should be okay. So I probably just have to adjust my behavior a little bit, but hopefully this is something that they can change in software to be less particular about how you're holding the phone and where you're touching the sides. But that's probably pretty difficult just because everyone's going to hold it a little bit different and interact with the sides and the buttons a little bit different. So hopefully a little bit over time they'll kind of understand how people are using this a little bit more, and it can actually be improved with software. With the power and volume, I've kind of adjusted my behavior, so I'm not getting as many false touches anymore. With the squeeze, I'm still kind of learning a little bit, but I'm getting a little bit better at it. So definitely a learning curve there with the buttons and the squeeze feature, but the case definitely makes it a little bit easier to use, at least for me. So there you go, that is the Tudia Merge case for the HTC U12 Plus. Again, it comes in several different colors. I've got the matte black, slate gray, it also comes in a rose gold, and I believe a mint color, and it's under $10, I believe, right now on Amazon.com. I'll leave the link to it in the description should you choose to go ahead and check it out for yourself, as well as get the latest pricing. But if you have any other questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below, and as always, thanks for watching.